Check, check. All right, what is going on? Happy Monday morning if you're listening to the podcast version of this. Happy Monday evening if you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble or wherever you watch this or listen to this at. Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Hendrickson, and if you are brand new to this show, what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development and how to get your life moving in the right direction if you're not feeling good about where you are right now, the place that you woke up at, the person you woke up as, the life that you lead, at least having the confidence knowing that you are getting one step closer to who you'd like to be in the future. And if you're not new to this show, then thank you very much for coming back, supporting the cause, supporting the journey, supporting the idea of, like I said, making yourself 1% better every single day and along the way lifting other people up as well. And so, on that note, happy Monday. Hope everyone is doing well. We are now, what's this, 1, 2, 3, this is the fifth Monday of the year. We are five starting week 5 of the year. And yeah, dude, I just want to kind of check in with everybody and see how you're doing. Mondays are always kind of like Sunday Mondays always very like a reflective kind of, I'm kind of making like a reflection on the last week and then kind of planning for the week to come as well. And like executing that. Like that's kind of like how a Monday, Sunday is for me. And so a lot of reflection over the weekend of, just kind of how the last week went, how I'm feeling, what's going on, what I have planned over the next few weeks, what I've got to focus on, what kinds of things I got to watch out for, things like that. And so, I'm feeling just really good about today, this week, and what we got going on in the next few weeks. All right. So it's Saturday as I record this, and that's why I'm saying I'm doing a lot of reflection on the past week because it's Saturday as I record this. I'm going to get this edited up and then uploaded in the next day for you guys. So it's Saturday and started the day off with what did I do this morning? Oh yeah, this morning I woke up, made a little cup of coffee, jumped on the bike for 15 minutes, had a little shower, did a little cold plunge, and then what did I do? Oh, I went to the gym, did like an hour and a half of jiu-jitsu, went to the open mat, and then I came home and then did a bunch of laundry and did a bunch of dishes. So now, I'm about to go and grab some more groceries. And before I did that, I was just kind of chilling out. I'm having a little cup of coffee, had a little hectic morning where it was action-packed. And it's about noon now, and so I was just kind of having a cup of coffee, sitting down, reading the news. And I don't know how you guys feel about the news or anything like that, but like, or if you listen to the news or read the news or even go to websites, I feel like our generation now, like, is, we're like so far away from like looking to like go to news websites to find things out about the world around us because like we're so inundated with everything on social media, on like Twitter or X or Instagram or Facebook or whatever age group you're in and whatever social media platform you use to get your news. I feel like it's so, I've been trying recently to specifically go to different news sources, knowing that there's going to be some sort of a bias, but just kind of seeing different things. And I feel like a lot of the time, I don't know where you guys, like if it's like this where you guys live, but I feel like and at least in the Vancouver area here, a lot of the local newspapers, have different, like obviously local news, like there's like a fire at a grocery store this weekend, which is tragic. And then there's like different, old guy looks like retiree sues the city of Richmond after slipping on a crosswalk. Maybe it was like a slick crosswalk. Update, missing 19-year-old found, which is good. That's good. Short article. It just says, we found her. Reported missing on January 23rd. Put out a request for public assistance 24th. And then article 25th. Let's go. They found her. That's the shortest. It's a 3 sentence article. Imagine that. I guess they can't really give too much detail, but this guy is suing the city here. This gentleman is suing the city after slipping on a crosswalk, blaming the city's negligence while operating Miniru Center. But was it a crosswalk or was it in the? I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think that when I read like a lot of local news, when I read like a lot of like for me, I live in Richmond, so when I read the Richmond news, there's a lot of cool stories that, don't really, they're always like those local stories, like those local news stories of like kind of like interesting random things that happen in the community. And I ran across one here, and the title of the article is "I Just Love Swimming." A 99-year-old sets 3 world records in a single day. And it's like this swimming phenom, like this woman here who sets the record. Betty Brussel sets the record in the 100 to 104 age range category in the Commonwealth pool in New West, I think this is, or in Surrey, or Saanich, which. Yeah, Saanich. That sounds like sandwich. Saanich. I think that's on the island. Saanich. Saanich is, yes, on the Vancouver Island. Okay, so I'll just shut the fuck up about that. But anyways, the reason I think this is so sick, obviously, I'll link this article as well, but there's, she's talking about, they go in about her, world records, then the freestyle 400 meter, and all this is great, but the times and the things like they don't really make sense to me. So I mean, it doesn't sound. It's just kind of they're arbitrary numbers. I've never done any competitive swimming, so it just kind of. But anyways, I think this is just so interesting because this lady is 99 years old and still compete, like not even competing but dominating, setting world records at 99 years old. Like if I can even walk at 99, if I'm even alive at 99, that's so sick. And I just feel like when I read through this article, it talks about her getting married at a young age. She was married at 23. She got married in 1948. Her husband was drafted. Wow. And so all these. Yeah, she's talking about her grandkids here. They moved to Canada in 59. That's so sick. They've been living in North Van. But, she's just talking a lot about kind of, I feel like a lot of the vibe that I get from this is just kind of finding happiness and finding gratitude. Like she's talking about just like loving the love of the sport, the love of the game of swimming. And she says like throughout her long, healthy life, her motto has been be tolerant, be kind, she said, and it serves her well. I'm basically just a happy person, she says. That's like the quote. It's literally just like talking about, the rest of the article is just talking about, how often she's training, what kind of training she does, where she competes, which kind of like scores she gets or times, or I don't know what you call that in swimming. But, she talks a lot about this whole article. Anytime she's talking, she's just talking about doing things that exhausting her body, and then how she deals with recovery and pushing herself to her limits. And she says, I just love swimming and I'm competitive. I just go for it. If I don't win, I still have a good time. I'm happy too. It's not the most important thing for me to win, but she obviously wins a lot. And I think that just kind of having that attitude, and I think it's just so beautiful to kind of just like find one thing that you just love, and you'll be able to do it and find a way to do it for a long period of time. Like I find that with a lot of the things that I do nowadays, I have longevity in mind. For one of the first times in my life, I've never had to think about the future. I should have thought about the future, but I never had the foresight to think about the future before. But now I kind of do, and I'm trying to really wrap my head around the fact that, this life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And, for myself, like, I'm 28 now, and I think about, this is like, I'm only like a quarter way through this, if all goes well. And so, like, we've still got like 75% left, roughly at least 70% left. And so, like, I've got to really take care of my body and make sure that it moves well. And part of that is obviously continuing to move all the time, and being competitive with it. I think there's something behind what she says when she says, I just love swimming and I'm competitive. I go for it. And like, just like this mentality of like, yeah, winning and losing, like, it's not everything, but I still want to be able to test myself and push myself and see where I'm at. And sometimes that is fueled by comparing yourself to other people and seeing like where you're at in comparison to them. See, like, where do I run amongst the pack? And I think that there's something for all of us when we find something that we love, and when we find that we can improve at it, and it becomes addicting to us because we feel like, sometimes I feel like, when we find a sport that we love or an activity that we love, a hobby, like even weightlifting or anything like that, we find a way that we can feel good doing it, whether it's like, oh, wow, I can really improve at this, or it's really boosting my confidence because I really finally feel comfortable in my body, or I feel safer, or I feel more, whatever it is, that feeling quickly becomes, a place that we can go to when we, need to decompress or meditate, or whether maybe it's like a meditative state, or, and I feel like having that opportunity to do that, and having the positive, having the positive mechanism to be able to do that in like a productive way is so huge. Because, the rest of the article, like I said, is like, she's just talking about her family and the things that she loves and the gratitude she has. And there's just something about, being able to have something that you can clear your mind and just absolutely love doing, and be competitive, and improve yourself, and feel confident, knowing that you're improving. It just kind of, I don't know if that leads to like maybe the long life or the long active life that this lady's had, being able to move really well at 99 years old is like, fucking, that's crazy. Like, I work in construction, so I see people like in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are like complaining about back problems, and they can barely move. Like, to be double that age and still like, yeah, it's setting world records. Like, that is the absolute goals. And, this is just anecdotal, but it's like the people that I know that are the most negative, that are the most kind of just like complain every time you see them, like the people in the construction industry, or, anywhere like that, like, are the people that, aren't moving, aren't taking care of themselves, aren't, they're the most, and then there's other people like this lady who's like 99 years old. And like in an interview, the only thing she talks about is like, I guess I'm lucky. Like, I can recover. I'm really healthy. Like, it's like, it's, for me, looking at this, I'm like, yeah, it's not really luck that you're recovering when you're talking about the way you eat, the way you train, the way you recover, the way you do all these things. Like, you're taking care of yourself. Like, it's not luck. You're actually just taking care of yourself. And so, I don't know. I just feel like this is just like a perfect testament to the way that I look at, health and wellness, and, the buzzword of like holistic health, of like, I don't know how you guys classify it, but the way I classify it is like finding a way that you can find gratitude, finding a way that you can do something that you actually enjoy to do, find a way that you can, and it doesn't have to be your job. It doesn't have to be, but just find something that you actually enjoy to do, and find a way to improve at it, and find a way to compete at it, and find a way to just kind of, have that release from the real world and the problems that you deal with on a day-to-day basis that can stress you out, but also give you a vehicle to move through this life in a different way. Like I don't know. I just feel like with a lot of the exercise I've done in the past has always helped me, kind of understand more in different ways the principle or the idea of like, okay, I'm going to be like baseline, probably just bad at things the first time I try them. And the more I do it, the better I can get at anything I really focus on. And that's been like the most empowering thing, for me to see translate out of exercise and fitness into every other aspect of my life that gave me the confidence of like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be good at this when I start. In fact, I'm going to be horrible at it, but that's not going to deter me from wanting to be better. And I know it's possible to be better in the first place because I feel like a lot of people, we have this, I don't know, like agreement that we make with ourselves subconsciously early on in life of like, and I don't know if you guys relate to this or not, but I just feel like this is something that I've had to deal with where it's kind of like you don't feel like you could improve. And so you don't even like actually try. You don't intentionally try to improve. In fact, you sometimes self-sabotage thinking, I'm probably not going to be able to get better at this thing. So I don't want people to see me fail. So I'll purposely sabotage myself and make a joke out of it to class clown it up and make people smile. So that they're, it gives me the opportunity to laugh with them instead of, have them laugh at me. And so it's kind of just like a defense mechanism. But, yeah, anyways, that's just something that I've had to overcome. And I think that that's kind of a beautiful place to wrap this up. And I'll put a little link in the description for you guys to go and check out this article. And, yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's just my little rant for this afternoon. Whenever you're watching this, happy Monday, like I said. Just a reminder. It's like, find something that you love. Try to improve at it. And let yourself, if you feel like that competitive edge coming out, let yourself compete at it. Let yourself kind of, have fun. And just, just have fun with life. Life, it's funny because I was just talking about at the open mat this morning, the jiu-jitsu, this is the last thing I'll say before I wrap up. But, I was at the gym today. We were at an open mat. And I'm talking to this guy about competitions and tournaments and stuff like that. And he's like, dude, think of competitions and competing and tournaments as like an extension of your training. And just think about how you can use it as a tool to improve. And then he says this thing, he's like basically like, and this is kind of like, for me, it was profound. Maybe for you, it's just kind of like whatever. But he's like, life and jiu-jitsu, like it's as serious as you make it. If you get stressed out about it and you make a big deal over winning and losing and all these things, like all these little details, then yeah, you can make yourself miserable. You can drive yourself crazy. But if you can find if you can find it in your heart to just think like, I'm just going to have fun with this. I'm just going to like enter this competition, see where I'm at, see where I need to improve. Like there should be no like negativity or fear around or anxiety or anything like that surrounding like just truly wanting to improve and wanting to enjoy it and having the gratitude of like, I get to enjoy this thing. And life is the exact same way. And so on that note, I will close out with that. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.